And then after the accident, I couldn't do any pull-ups. And I was using a walker for at least 3 months, and I was out of work for 2 days short of 3 months. And I'm so appreciative that my doctor, he was honest with me. He told me that he didn't want to do a surgery because he felt.
Hello, Mrs. Houston. I want to say good morning, but I think good night by you. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing fine, Yari. It's a pleasure to be here with you tonight, and it's early morning for you where you're at.
Yep,
I am
it is. I
so
really
grateful.
appreciate your time. Thank you very much for joining channel Invest and Smile, going to give some great value to people. Appreciate that.
You're more than
Uh,
welcome.
I saw a lot of your videos, whatever has to do with fitness, and a lot of times when we talk to people about fitness and what it can give to us, and all the great benefits, some people that never started to exercise, like you speak about like well-being and things like that, they have no clue like what are you talking about, or even people that started, but before you start talking about some tips how exercise can help and the benefits and like all that, I want you, if you could please share like your story, like from where did you start and how did you see that exercise helped you, what did it help you with?
Well, first of all, I started exercising, some years ago. And then I would like to say that in 2014, I was in a car accident. And I had a sway bar issue with the vehicle, and it hit a wall. And I just tore my back up. I had a fracture in my back, and I had a rotator cuff tear, a full rotator cuff tear. But prior to that, I was exercising, and this was in 2014. And I started uploading videos to YouTube. No rhyme or reason for doing it, but the more I kept doing it, the more I felt that if I continue to upload exercise videos that it would inspire others to exercise. So that's how
Wow.
I started with my YouTube channel. And I like, it's a big story behind this here. And so I was exercising prior to the accident, and I was doing some pull-ups. And then after the accident, I couldn't do any pull-ups. And I was using a walker for at least 3 months, and I was out of work for 2 days short of 3 months. And I'm so appreciative that my doctor, he was honest with me. He told me that he didn't want to do a surgery because he felt if he did the surgery, it would just make my back worse. And then I had a shoulder doctor. She was really trying to get me to have surgery, but I wasn't for it because I didn't even want to be off from work any longer. And I'm glad I didn't jump to the surgery, because had I jumped to that surgery, and if I did that surgery, I would have never realized that I didn't need it.
Wow.
Yeah, because now I can jump up on a pull-up bar and pull myself up.
Nice.
But the importance of exercise is, you mentioned that some people might not understand why it is important. I have a big concern about people who are leading a sedentary lifestyle, who are sitting a lot. And I praise all the people who are out there exercising and getting it done. But those people who are sedentary and sitting a lot, they need to actually get up and start moving. It starts with movement, Yari. And
I want to stop you here because you said something that even kind of strengthens my question. You
mhm.
had kind of a getaway ticket to get out of exercise. You had an accident, so you had all of the excuses in the world. You say, okay, I really, you can say I really wanted to exercise. I loved it, but too bad I had an accident, so I could leave. What is it that even though you had an accident and you had that that getaway ticket, you could have left and said, I just can't do that. I would love to, but I can't. what was it that kept you in the game? I
You
guess that
you
there was something.
you hit the point. I think you are a mind reader sometime. I really do. Because I knew you would call me and ask me to do the Zoom with you. Somehow we clicked. But what got me really going back was because I was exercising prior to the accident. It puts me in mind of when you see Olympian people who are in the Olympics, and when they have a terrible accident, and you see them going to the doctor and trying to recover, and they have this here determination to get well because their mind is they want to get back to what they were doing prior to the injury that they got.
Wow.
So it's a mind thing. It's like mind over matter. You want to get back to what you was doing before. And I was exercising prior to the accident. And the thing is, sometimes we don't know what's going to happen to us in the future. And having that accident was a real blow to me. So what got me back to was I was thinking positive. I did one thing that I'm sure other people probably do. I got on YouTube and I looked up some 8-hour audio video on healing. And then it's an 8-hour audio. And then I would cut it down real low and I have it at my pillow side. And the audio will be saying something like, your body is healing. You are getting better every day. Your body is healing. The blood is flowing through all parts of your body, nourishing your body. It would just say different things, such as that. And so it got into my subliminal mind. Like I wake up and I'm thinking about that. And as I'm sleeping, my body is believing what I'm hearing. And then also, I I market essential oils. So I started putting frankincense on my shoulders as best as I could. And on my back, I would put frankincense in my tub of water. And then I would put peppermint essential oils in my tub of water. And then by the side of my tub, I would still be listening to these here healing affirmations. So it
Wow.
really, it really helped. It really helped. And my mind was getting back to the gym. So I would say about maybe 6 months after the accident, and I went to the gym. So I started doing treadmill, treadmill exercises. And that was nice to be back in the gym and people were like, welcome back, welcome back. And so like I started lifting dumbbells because I wanted to get my strength back. So I lift the dumbbell on my left side, and then that felt okay. But the right side, it was kind of challenging. I wouldn't say painful. I try not to use the word pain because I don't want to even get that word in my head because my mind and my body will believe I'm in pain. So I might say, oh, it was challenging for me. I need some more working at it. Just little by little, it'll get better. It will get better. So
Wow.
even prior to the accident, like I said, I was pulling up on the pull-up bar. I would get 2 chin-ups, and I just stopped doing that. And then I remember every time I passed my chin-up bar, it was just this determination in me. I would pass my chin up bar and I would hold my arm up. And when you have rotator cuff tear, like in the beginning, I couldn't even open my cupboard to get a plate out of the cupboard. But when I lifted my arms up, reaching for the pull-up bar, I would pull this arm up like this here to give it some assistance.
Wow.
And then I remember, as time passed, I reach up there and it's something how every body part is connected to every body part. You remember that song, the hip bone connected to the backbone, the backbone connected to the shoulder bone, and so on, so on, so on. So when I reach up there, I could feel the strain in my back. But
Wow.
that didn't stop me. That didn't stop me. Then as time went on, I reached up one day and I pulled myself up a little bit and I jumped down and I said, yay. I said, yay. And I knew not to, do it too often. I just knew to take my time with it because I didn't want to snap it in any ways. So at the gym, I would get on like the assisted um, pull-up machines, that make it a little more easier. But I would say for past couple months now, I've been working at being serious about the pull-ups. So now I can actually get up there, pull myself up, and hang for 20 or 30 seconds.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I don't feel it in my back anymore. And
Wow.
so getting back to you saying about people that don't understand exercising is, my main concern is for those people that's living a sedentary lifestyle. I want them to, my desire is for them to get up and move about more often, maybe walking, lifting up weights, using resistant bands, because what that will do for them, it will eliminate having coronary diseases or diabetes, for instance. And shucks, it just helps the body in so many ways. It helps the body in so many ways. And one thing to keep in mind that when you start walking and moving your body, the blood start flowing through your body, and oxygen enriched blood flows through your cardiovascular system, and it assists in helping your cardio work and function better. And that enriched blood goes through your shoulders and your bones. And one thing, when you exercise and move about and use strength training, it builds strength in your muscles. It builds strength in your bones. And as we get older, we need to do that more because our muscles atrophy, our bones begin to be less resilient and brittle, and just exercising just make your muscles and your bones stronger. So yeah,
Wow.
and yes,
Wow. I'll say, I can hear already, people in the background, like the younger people saying, well, you just now said older people, so it counts for everyone from the second you were born until the day you're not here anymore. So that's in terms of that. But I think it's so beautiful that you had, like I said before, the getaway ticket to leave. And I would think that, we were speaking before and you're talking about all of the well-being that brings to you. And you also explained now a lot of it. And I would think that it should be the opposite because it's a lot of hard work. You're talking about the pain, like when you go up. And what's so beautiful is that you had and you still have that consistency of continuing and to keep on pushing forward and growing from it. And what I love that you said that you didn't start, when we start talking now, you could have started talking about when you go up those pull-ups and you said it's hard to pick up your hand, but you start talking first, you're talking about the subconscious mind that's the first thing, before you go out to the gym. It doesn't have to be a gym. I work out every day, never in the gym, but before you go and do that exercise this place, your subconscious mind. And I love that you're speaking about that. You said also you do it before you go to sleep. That way, it gets deep in there. So that's so beautiful, and your persistency is like, wow. uh, so I would listen. You have it, and you're a living testament for people that even if they had no challenge like an accident, that they could go in and get into the game. But also if they did, but you have really strong willpower, belief. You could call it whatever is comfortable for you. But what would be those, I'll say, tips or an advice that you could give people, like how to start, or number one, and number two is how to continue when you have those days that I'm sure you had them, that you just it's hard. It's hard to continue. So how to start, how to continue, and what are those few simple things that people can do that they're just when they're just sitting all day, from their couch to their car to their office.
Well, one thing, sometimes what I do is uh, to get me to exercising, a lot of times I would set my clothes out, the clothes that I want to wear. When I know that those clothes are sitting out, that and I see them clothes, it makes me get into them a little quicker and do the exercises, especially if I'm preparing for a video, but if I'm at home and I'm not uploading a video, I don't care what I wear. But when I'm exercising and I'm preparing for a video, I make sure my clothes are set out. If I don't have them clothes set out, I might not even, you know, do the workout and the video. So it all depends on things. But with the people that are sedentary, my heart goes out for them. And I just hope that I could inspire people to just get up and move so that, um, we don't want to lose our functionality in life, and just knowing the exercises can help you function better, and especially in older age. I hope that my inspiration can help others to get up and just do it. So then too, there's a lot of people that I empathize with. They might have pre-existing conditions, and it might be hormonal, it might be genetics. They might have a rotator tear like I had, or they might have back issues or knee issues. And then that might limit them from wanting to exercise. But I can say with them is that even though you have, say, a knee problem, you can start doing upper body exercises. You can do exercises to, work around your issue with what you have. And then also, if you're with a physical therapist, if people are seeing physical therapists, I encourage them to continue to do the exercises that they set out for them to do at home. Don't wait till you go to the physical therapist to do the exercise. Do it at home as well. And then also your physician, give them a call and find out whatever exercise you might be interested in. If you have some type of serious issue, to be on the safe side, talk to your physician and see what exercises is okay for you, because you might end up trying to do an exercise that might not be good for your
Right.
disability. So yeah,
Wow,
yeah,
it's
it's something.
it's beautiful how you. I heard you saying, a few times during the conversation, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you always go back and talk about the benefits of exercise, and then, when there are those challenging times, if you know those benefits, and you do, because you went through them a few times, does that help you to continue? Because you know that even if it's hard now, but you know the benefits it's going to get you in the future. So
Yeah.
is that something that helps?
Yes, it definitely helped. And I meant to say too that even though you might be talking to your doctor, your physical therapist, and even if you do have an issue with a certain part of your body, because I found this out for myself, that when I work that body part, sometimes, that particular body part will feel better through exercising.
For sure,
I
for
got
sure.
this book, I got this book right now on hanging. I heard about this doctor, and I got it from YouTube, and I looked them up, and a lot of people are hanging on bars for their rotator problems, and I was hanging before I heard about the book, but now that I'm hanging is making me want to hang more, and it's solving my back problem. When I hang, I don't feel my back as much.
For
And
sure.
then I'll tell you one thing, I started stretching, and I should have did that years ago. I did. I should have did that years ago. I don't know why I wasn't thinking about it. You know, I see people stretching all the time before exercising. I started stretching, I would say maybe started 4 months ago, being real good at it. And there was a time it was really difficult for me to get on the floor and get up. But since I started stretching, the other day I got on the floor doing something and I just went down there real smooth and I got up and I'm like, it don't even feel like I get up. And it was just so easy. And
Wow.
it's for, stretching because before my back would bother me. And now it's feeling so much better. So it's just like we as humans don't do things like as we did when we were kids or little babies. We were babies, we were crawling and squatting and pulling up on things and just, we didn't have no fear of nothing.
For sure.
And it just seemed like, I don't know, now it's so much easier on people. I I really admire people in China. I always did when I see people in China, the elderly, like 80 and 90 years old, still riding a bicycle.
Yeah.
And
That's
then also people in places like India, they tend to squat a lot, just squat without even sitting in the chair. And it might be five people around them, and they might be having a conversation just squatting. And I know, you know,
wow.
living in certain places is different, you know. And then I think the United States, the Western world, really got it too easy. I think, I don't know, it's just easy. I mean, we don't move like we did back in years ago, during prehistoric times for sure, as hunters and gatherers. But
Sure.
yeah,
For sure. I
yeah,
really love what you said about the stretching because a lot of times, also people like me, stretching was like, no, stretching is not, no, it's not good enough. It's kind of a waste of time, and it's crazy because it's so the opposite. Like the importance of stretching is so crucial. Do you know David Goggins?
yes, I listened to him.
Yeah,
Was he a Marine or
yeah.
yeah,
No, he was a lot. He was a ex-Navy SEAL, Rangers. Now
Navy
he's
SEAL?
no,
Yes,
he's a really great guy. I love his mindset,
I
and
do.
I would think that he just only works hard, but he says that he does so much stretching. In the beginning, I was like, what? Like stretching? You're serious? And then like with time, I learned also for myself, also what you said about the back and like when you stretch up and stretching is so crucial. It's so important for our health. And if someone has a challenging time, sitting down, getting up, they're also stretching. You could do standing up, laying down on the bed. Stretching is so crucial and so important. So I really love how you mix that and put that together with the exercise. It's something that is so important. And by the way, there are days that I believe we should do only stretching. To be
Yes,
honest,
I
personally, I
agree
don't do
with
it too
you.
often, but I do have those times that I do only stretching. It's so important. So it's beautiful you said that. And also now, again, you mentioned people 80, 90 riding on bikes. That usually happens when you have some type of routine of movement. Now, movement could be exercising in the gym, but maybe also, I don't know, maybe they worked out in the field. I'm not sure what exactly they did, but it
Yes.
starts, as you said, over here in the mind and the thoughts that we have, nothing to do with exercise. Then after that, it comes down to the movement, whatever movement it is, and the stretching and all that, and that could really bring, your life, my life, everyone else's life to a place that of well-being and enjoying our life and being thankful for it. So it's beautiful. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, like what you said, you would want to stretch just on one day or so, just nothing but stretching. Yeah, my mind was thinking to just do that too. Just nothing but stretching instead of doing the other things, just stretching. Because, the yogis and people who are in yoga, that's all they do is stretch. they can do miraculous things with their bodies, you know, twisting, turning, oh, so much stuff.
For sure. Yeah, they do
Mm,
crazy things.
yes,
Stretching, working along their core, it's beautiful. I
yes.
want to ask you, one last question. You know, I always when I talk to people, I always hear the same thing comes back and back again. We're busy, we have no time. It's the same thing always. After, the whole mindset, area is not a one-time action. It's something. It's daily. But what's when we actually come to practice? What's one thing someone can do in order to exercise? I know, like you said, each person is different, and each person has, some people can do different things. But in general, like, what's like one exercise that you'll say it's simple, and everyone could do? One type of exercise, movement.
Well, a great one if you don't have any knee problems, and it's a go-to one for a lot of peoples, and that is squatting,
Mm,
because that works the core, it works your hamstrings, your glutes, and your calves, and all your lower body. So that's a really good lower body exercise. And then I tell people that I know don't exercise, I tell them, I said, just put on a track of music that you like. Just get up, put that music on. Most tracks last for about 3 minutes and just go, and just squat low and come up and move them arms and just move and squat and squat. And you do 3 tracks and you done had you nearly 10 minutes in of enjoying movement that's beneficial. Because
wow.
just think, you squatting and you like dancing and you squat and you moving your arms and you going side to side with the beat.
You're moving your body.
Yeah, so I like to tell people about that one because I know sometimes I might end up putting James Brown on. You know James Brown?
Yeah, for sure. No, actually, I know don't know that well, but I do know.
Yeah, so that when I listened to his music, it had me really going. Yeah, so
Great.
put on some music.
And then you also enjoy, because if you put something that you like to listen anyways, and then you do those squats, and even you said squatting, and at the same time you're also doing some movement. It's moving the
Yeah,
body,
side
which,
to
yeah,
side, yeah, side to side, and just ooh, you
it's
know, you
for
getting you
sure.
a good old exercise, and you can work up and get out of breath too. Believe me, if you really doing it, which is
For
good
sure.
for the heart.
Wow,
Yeah.
beautiful. By the way, in terms of squats, also people that it's hard for them to squat because they have knee pain, so they could just lean on a wall and make believe, like, that you lean and you make believe you're sitting down, like you go down with your knees, but then like you have the wall behind you, so it's easier for people with knee pain. But that's something simple that, what I like about what we just now said is you could do it kind of anywhere you want. You don't need to be in a special place, special time. You can also just get out of your desk and just do it.
Yes,
So that that
exactly.
that's really important that it's accessible. We live a life that people are used to. We're all used to things being accessible. So
Yes.
that's great. Mrs. Houston, I really appreciate your time today. I know it's late by you. You're not Iowa, but still, it's late and it's your time. So I really appreciate that. And I think that if people, have that understanding that it starts with the mindset, and before the clothes on the bed, before everything starts with the mindset, and then that determination and understanding exactly, and understanding why is it good for you. Only then you could be, determined to consist. And when you do that consistency, then you see all, the great benefits that you spoke about for our body, for our soul. So I really appreciate you bringing all these golden nuggets here, and
I
I really appreciate your time. Thank you.
I appreciate being here too, Yari. I really do, and I hope we can have another one day together.
That would be amazing. We're talking about movement. I'm going out to the mountains of Nepal, so I'll go. I'll do some movement there. But hopefully
Yeah,
when I
you're
come back,
outside. Yeah,
yeah,
I enjoy just looking at the outdoors with you in the back with the background there, the
yeah.
trees and the fresh air.
Outdoors is also a great place to go and do some movement. So
It is. It definitely is.
thank you very much. I really appreciate you.
Thank you, and you have a wonderful rest of your day. Much joy and abundance to you, to your health and wellness.
Thank you.
Bye.
I hope you enjoyed the video and got some tools to overcome your challenges and light your path. If you haven't yet, please smash that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, the most amazing things in life are the ones you take for granted.